Mike, we're going to have a bowl. I'm very undecided this morning.
Can we ask what you might have done?
I was going to bat first, Mark. That's the way Steyn operates. It's the way Warner operates as well. This time it's Steyn, the winner.
Yes, that's brilliant. Brilliant. Is it out? It should be out. It is out. The tactic works. Michael Clyde will be beside himself. Dale Steyn will have a little party.
Oh, put it down. Smartly to his left and got there with one hand.
Oh, glorious cover drive from Steve Smith. 50 for a man who has made himself a certainty in this Australian side. He's done it. Shaun Marsh rewards the selector's faith. An extra special 100 here at Centurion.
No doubt today is a day that has belonged to Australia. They certainly were in trouble at one stage. It's belonged to Shaun Marsh. He has been magnificent. We have a beautiful day again at Supersport Park for day 2 in this test series. Of course, it is the first test of 3. Day 1 certainly belonged to Australia, and South Africa have got a second new ball, which is pretty much brand new, I suppose, and they've got some work to do this morning. We know that Dale Steyn was under the weather yesterday. He apparently is a bit better today, and I'm certain that Graeme Smith will be looking to his strike bowler, his number 1 strike bowler, to try and make some inroads. They've done it before, South Africa, where they've had a sluggish day 1 in the field. They've done it before, they've come back strongly, but Shaun Marsh is on 122 not out. He is absolutely magnificent, this form at the moment, and was a special knock indeed. Alongside me, Michael Holding and also Sean Pollock. Sean, good morning.
Yes, South Africa with it all to do, Mark. Indeed, Stephen Smith, he wouldn't have been sleeping as comfortably as Shaun Marsh was. Sitting on 122, he would have slept very well. Whereas Steve Smith would have been thinking about these 9 runs and where he's going to accumulate them. Vernon Philander back into the attack
to start proceedings. He likes our Vernon. AB de Villiers also likes it. Vernon's one of those bowlers who always wants to go upstairs. Graeme Smith says no, we're not having a look. Morning, Mikey.
Morning, Mike. Yes, Vernon Philander certainly thinks everything that gets past the bat has a chance of being out. Well, a bit of movement there, but I would think anything that high on the leg is going to be going over the top. Just a slight guess.
What did you say? The stumps don't grow or something yesterday?
No, they're all dead.
But you got to give it to him, Marky. You've toiled all day, and the first delivery bowl the next day beats the bat, hits the pad, and you think you're in with a shout.
2 slips and a gully. Tell you what, boys, we've got some interesting news. We watched the team come out on the park and just scanning all the players out there. We could see that Dean Elgar is on the park, and he is on the field for Morne Morkel. We're scrambling to try and find out what the news is about Morne Morkel.
Yeah, Mark, we actually had a chat this morning, and I think he's gone for a scan on his shoulder when he dived yesterday to try and catch a ball on the boundary. He hurt his right shoulder, so they've just gone to go and get it checked out just to make sure there's nothing seriously wrong with it, and then he'll be able to push through the pain barrier if it's all good.
Wow. So if Morne Morkel doesn't front up today, or perhaps doesn't come back and is ready to go straight away, then Graeme Smith is going to have his problems out there. Suddenly it's going to be Vernon Philander. He's going to need to do a lot of work. Steyn is again going to need to do a lot of work. He bowled 20 overs yesterday and not feeling good. Picked up a couple of wickets. Robbie Peterson can do the job with the ball. McLaren is going to be entrusted to do more graft. These fast bowlers, these ungainly fast bowlers, that dive around and try and stop the ball. Mikey, what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, well, if you're uncoordinated, you don't need to be diving around. And I think this is when it took place. He was down there at deep backward square leg. Fell quite hard on that right shoulder. I think the good thing about that, though, is that he bowled after that. So if he does have an injury, it should not be a serious injury if he was able to bowl again after that.
Well, rest assured, we'll keep you up to date with any news you do hear about Morne Morkel and that scan. Let's keep our fingers crossed if you happen to be a South African supporter. Everyone's been talking about the fact that the Australians have fielded the same 11 for 5 test matches, the first time that's ever happened. 5 test matches in a row. And people were saying there might be some injury concerns with them because of the workload they've done. No, the Giraffe has gone down early in the series.
Big positive for South Africa, though, is Dale Steyn. Saw him this morning, he was looking a lot more sprightly.
Not that short, but he managed to get that away, but no run in the end. A maiden to start proceedings, 297 for 4. Bit short and a bit wide and hammered through the covers for 4, emphatically.
Quality shot this from Smith. A little bit of width. He's onto it in a flash. Practices the shot, but no need to. He played it superbly first time around. Have a look at this. Short, extends the arms through it, places it perfectly. A little bit of width and short and length. You still have to put it away. And Smith did it very well.
Official release from them. I'm not going to read that. Outside half of the bat.
That's why you want those men down there. Opportunities are not going to be coming on a regular basis, so when they do come, you want to give yourself every chance of taking them. Fell well short of the man in the slip cordon.
Oh, that's past it outside edge. That's good stuff from Vernon Philander. 306 for 4 now.
Well, that one went past the edge earlier on, but this is what Shaun Marsh had been doing to get these 127 runs. It has been a fantastic innings. Spinners, seamers, quick bowlers. He has been handling all of them very well. There was some doubt about him being in the team. Well, he has dispelled all those doubts now.
Yeah, the bottom line is 3 days ago he wasn't going to play in this test match. Now he's sitting out there with 127 unfinished. On debut, 141 burst onto the scene against Sri Lanka, Palikele. So Sri Lanka and South Africa are the teams that he's banked against. Certainly not India, when he had that little horror stretch which put him on the sidelines for a while.
He was discussing how it's been a bit of a roller coaster ride for him. He was in the squad, he would have been excited about being back in the test squad. Then he picked up the injury. Would have been very disappointed and thought that the world was against him. He recovered from that injury and enjoyed success with the Perth Scorchers. They won the final and he got a 60. Next thing, you got a phone call, you're on the plane, and not only are you on the plane, but you're in the plane 11. And then, after day 1, he's sitting on 100 not out.
Came to the crease when they were 24 for 2. And it's gone over the batsman and the keeper and running away for 4.
Slight consolation there for AB de Villiers. It's called a wide, not buys, but it's still 4 runs against his team. That flew.
And this might be a little bit of evidence that the pitch has quickened up. They used the heavy roller this morning at Australia. And we do tend to find that at Supersport Park the pitch does get quicker on days 2 and 3. Dale Steyn not making the adjustment. Still banging it in that short length. Clears de Villiers comfortably.
That is a beauty. Now that's it, that area that we were talking about this morning. Steyn needs something to feed off here. He needs to get those eyes spinning, which we know can happen when he's feeling good.
Now this was a peach and more evidence of the ball carrying through nicely. Pitches and shapes away.
I would still love to see it a bit fuller, just a fraction fuller. And again, I would love to see one less fielder fielder on the onside.
Shaun Marsh has come into a very good dressing room. It's a mature group of guys, well led by the combination of Michael Clarke and Darren Lehmann. Ryan Harris in the middle there, sitting, one of the sort of talisman of the team in terms of attitude. Wow, is there a glove on that? Well, there may be, but there's no positive response from Aleem Dar. So this may be a chance for a review. The South Africans seem absolutely certain. Indeed, it will be reviewed.
Well, Graham Smith has gone straight. There was no conversation, nothing. It's gone straight to the umpire and said, please, we want to have another look.
Difficult for Aleem Dar because Shaun Marsh spins around as he plays the stroke. So this is the issue. Is it shirt? Is it glove? Certainly it catches the shirt. Does it hit the glove first? Is hotspot going to play a key role in this decision?
The very first view that we got, the ball looked at one height 1 minute, and then when I saw it hit the shirt, it looked as if it might be a bit lower, or maybe I was trying to find that it was a bit lower. I'm not sure, but Snicko gives us very little.
The third umpire is Ian Gould. Right, Aleem is now listening to Ian Gould, and the decision is there's nothing there that says overturn it. Australia delighted, Shaun Marsh relieved. Oh, good stroke. Cut beautifully off the back foot yesterday, and he has that ability to cut off the front foot as well. And he plays it so nice and late, the ball's almost gone past him.
Yeah, it's very good. Square of the wicket on the offside, so he's enjoying this middle order role, Shaun Marsh. He was in the air for a while. We talked yesterday about perhaps having two gullies.
Yes, so Smith has certainly tried to close off that area just behind point. The orthodox gully's quite square and deepish, and point is a little closer than he might otherwise be. It gives the strike to Steve Smith, who's on 98.
It's also a good feeling if you've had a tough time and you come out of it, particularly in a test match. That's when you really want to get stuck in and go as far as you can go. If Steve Smith gets there, it'll be a well-deserved 100.
Certainly one in this, just one. 99.
He's been kept waiting. He's been in the 90s for virtually an hour now. 12 minutes last night and the whole of today. Over an hour, in fact, 64 minutes. Can you believe that? 64 minutes in the 90s.
It's better being for 64 minutes in the 90s than being between 10 and 20 or 0 and 10.
Or an hour earlier. 3:24 for 4.
Scoring rate's been pretty consistent either side of 3 and over. Just this period this morning that this pair have been held in check. Yesterday evening they were really on top and manoeuvring the ball pretty much where they wanted it, with the field set back, the ball's soft and the bowler's tired. Now everybody comes in to save the single. Mid-on, mid-off. Mid-off's maybe just 10 yards deeper than he might be. Everybody else saving a single. 99 for Steve Smith. No, Hashim Amla at cover.
Come on, Bean. Yes, Robbie.
Still the fidgets. Little touch of the glove, touch of the arm, tap of the bat. Bat's ready, held up, aloft, face shut. It'll work to the leg side, he goes. Steve Smith has a 4th Test match 100. A tremendous, mature performance.
Brilliant performance, batted quite beautifully, came in with Australia under pressure, combined superbly with Shaun Marsh, and he's absolutely delighted, and why shouldn't he be?
He's come on, hasn't he, in leaps and bounds since he made his debut. Made his debut as a leg spinner batting at, I don't know, 6 or 7 or something like that, and of course he was trying to be a leg spinner in the wake of the greatest leg spinner ever in Shane Warne, so nobody really gave him much of a chance of that. They didn't think he had the technique to be a test match batsman. Well, he has now. Quite brilliant innings, both of these two. The patience they've shown, and yet still scored at a decent rate.
That's 4. It was a feature of Shaun Marsh's batting yesterday, those late cuts, back cuts you might call them. But Pietersen, above all else, has to be accurate. Not a big spinner of the ball, he's not a big flighter of the ball. He can't be short and wide.
Off jump, off jump, off jump. Here we go, Vardy. Arriver Portos. Ek hou van hierdie paar voetmerke.
330 for 4.
It's going to give Graham Smith a problem here, the way Pietersen's operating. He's getting scored off too freely. He's one bowler down, and as much as Morkel's still having his shoulder looked at.
Lovely scenes around Supersport Park, some Australian supporters here. The kiss of the badge that Michael Slater made famous back in 1993 at Lord's, when he went to that memorable 100 there. It's become de rigueur since for so many of the players. Just thinking, you know, the more you watch Steve Smith, the more you realise what good hands he's got. I won't say that they're like Asian players, but there's certainly hands that can manoeuvre the ball nicely. He plays some good drives and pulls, and there's certain flair to him, but I think it's the way he works the ball around, make it difficult for the bowler to settle.
He's got a lot more compact as well. So the first out on day 2 so far, well and truly belonging to Australia.
Catch that, he does. Smith goes. Ryan McLaren gets one in the slot.
Beautifully bowled by Ryan McLaren. He had to play at it. A little bit of extra bounce. Steve Smith annoyed with himself, but he's played an excellent innings. Well and truly deserved his century, and it took a very good delivery to get rid of him.
Yeah, he has every right to be really proud of himself. He's got his team out of a hole. They were in a hole when he came to the crease, there's no doubt about that. As he leaves it, they're 331 for 5. He's out, bang on 100.
Welcome back to Supersport Park. A look at the scorecard, which has changed just a little bit.
And it changed a minute or so ago. Steve Smith being dismissed, but Marsh still out there on 142. A 331 for 5 is where the Australians are. A strong position. Haddon is in now. He was Superman, I reckon, in the Ashes. He was absolutely fantastic for Australia. In times when they were in strife, he'd come in and get heaps and heaps of runs. That's a look at his career. Average of just over 36.5 and more than 3,000 runs. 400s and 17 50s, and you'd bet that most of those runs are important runs.
Well, he hasn't walked to the wicket in this sort of instance for some time. 140 for 5 day in and day out a couple of months ago. Now 331 for 5. It was a good delivery from Ryan McLaren to Steve Smith, who had just gone to 100. Outside edge found. Alvaro Peterson takes a comfortable catch.
But plenty of those yesterday that were left alone. And try as he might to entice Smith to come out at them and try and play them, he left them alone. This time, nibbled, gone. Big shout, huge shout, and given out. The finger went up straight away from Alim Dar, and it's Peterson who gets the man. It's going upstairs, though.
Steve talked about the fact that he's always coming when it's been 140 for 5. Maybe he doesn't know how to play in this situation, but he likes to be positive, does Brad Haddon. It's gone upstairs. He's gone hard at Robin Peterson. First delivery, he's targeted the mid-wicket area. Did get a good stride in. I suppose that's what's working in his favour. No problem with the front foot.
Let's have a look. Yeah, I reckon that looks all right, you know, just hitting on. And it doesn't have to be, remember, hitting flush in line. As long as some part of it's in line, the original decision is out. So umpire's call comes into effect. Let's see. Let's see. Where are you, H?
This is going to be very tight indeed. If it's hitting off stump, I think it's just clipping. The impact is umpire's call.
Yep, and it's hitting the stumps as well. So that's him done. The decision remains out.
Yeah, I think Haddon was looking where he finished up rather when the ball made contact with the pad. The finger goes up. South Africa, double blow. Robin Peterson stepped up to the plate. He's picked up the 6th Australian wicket. Braden Haddon's innings comes to an end. Just a brief one from him. He goes without troubling the scorers. Australia now of 332 for 6.
He's had to wait a long time to walk to the crease, Brad Haddon. The partnership was a significant one between Smith and Marsh, well over 200, and when he gets his opportunity, he comes in when Australia are in a position of authority, and he probably tries to play his natural game, accelerate the run rate even more and try and set up a declaration. But instead, he gives South Africa a little opening right here.
Yeah, you hear it spoken about. It's a terrible thing, pad rash.
You'd have been sitting up there thinking, how am I going to play this? And in the Ashes, he looked to be as positive as possible. And he felt that Australia, 330, walk into the crease, try and put the pressure on the South Africans. Didn't pay off for him. Now Mitchell Johnson comes to the crease.
Oh. Tossed up that time and driven through the covers. It'll go for 4 as well. Not a good end to the over for the South Africans. 3-3-6 for 6.
He's not going to score slowly. I think even with long on back and deep mid-wicket back, Johnson will probably take them on once he gets to 20, but that's a good stroke.
Beautifully played. It was short and wide, and he cut it all along the ground for 4.
Well, sweepers all around for the left-handed man on naught. The one on 142. He has slipped in a gully and 4 men saving 1. To 4.
And off the middle of the bat, you can see there, hotspot shows us absolutely middled. He's not going to miss out on some width, particularly when it's that short.
Oh, as he got him, I reckon he might have hit the ground there.
He's getting a little bit of shape away from the left-hander here from around the wicket. And it appears to be going quite late.
10 seconds.
Having a chat. Definitely was a noise, but A.B. de Villiers wasn't too interested. I think the bat does just flick the surface as he follows through. And nothing on the outside edge. I think as you follow through, you might just find a little hot spot under the bottom, although that angle might not show it.
Nicely played. That bit too full and driven for 4. 348 for 6.
Yeah, frustration for McLaren. He's searching for that outside edge. He's been on a good length and beaten the bat a couple of occasions. He tries to get it just a touch fuller. Mitchell Johnson just holds his pose as he caresses it through the covers.
It's played beautifully. Made the most of getting in. To turn. Oh, he wasn't going anywhere, Marsh.
I think Mitchell Johnson was the only one that was convinced that there was a single there. JP Duminy made some good ground, gathered the ball, tried to pass it to Faf du Plessis, which almost created a bit of confusion.
Got him, that's him, gone. They finally find the edge. And a quite beautiful innings comes to an end.
Huge wicket for South Africa. The man who's been the bulk of the scoring, the anchor for the Australian innings. He's got the outside edge. It's gone to Graham Smith. And they're just going to have a look at that front foot before Marsh is allowed to leave their arena. This would be a huge blow for the South Africans if it was over the line. But that's fine, there's no problem there whatsoever. So Vernon Philander has produced a wonderful delivery, one that's just nipped away from the left hand. It's found the outside edge. He's got his first wicket of the test match, has Vernon. There we see it, back of a length, nips away, he fends it. He's left so well throughout his innings. This time he goes after it, finds the edge. He goes for a well played 148, a wonderful innings. Australia now 348 for 7.
Ryan Harris has walked out to the middle. Oh, big shout, but there's bat on that. Question is it pad first? That's what Vernon Philander is asking his skipper. He wants to go upstairs, skipper says no. 348 for 7.
Vernon's he's not from 3 here, guys. He's wanted to go upstairs 3 times, and each time it's been turned down. Inside edge.
So Morné Morkel back into the attack for South Africa. It was off the field for some time.
Well, frankly, this is good news just to see Morné pounding in. I mean, all of South Africa, if they're watching, will breathe a sigh of relief. I've got friends out there who've already been sending texts saying, if Morné's out, we're out. Might be a bit OTT, but certainly it's a reflection on what an important part of South Africa's attack he is. But he does seem fine, he looks loose, that's what's important. He doesn't look tense at the point of delivery. A glorious cover drive. Don't forget how dangerous Mitchell Johnson is. Don't forget his record against South Africa. He averages more than 45. And 5 years ago in the series, he tore the South Africans apart at times.
Beautifully struck, as good as it gets as far as a cover drive is concerned. Very strong, very talented Mitchell Johnson.
Morkel switches to bowl over the wicket. There's that short leg in just behind square, exactly where Duminy was when he took the catch to get rid of Chris Rogers. That's brilliant. That's amazing. That's a number 8 batsman.
Well, he's not a bad player. He's a very good player, Mitchell Johnson, and a very dangerous player. He doesn't believe in singles and twos. More times than not, he's looking towards the boundary. A few gaps down there in the slip cordon, and even if the slip cordon had been fully packed, I think that would have gone over the top anyway.
That's why he's promoted up the order.
Excellent shot. Played to perfection, the square cut.
I think everyone said that day 2 would be the best day to be batting on this surface. And although we have seen a few Australian wickets go down, we can see that this pitch is playing beautifully at the moment. The odd ball has misbehaved because there are some cracks there.
Conditions are very good here at Centurion. A little bit of cloud cover, not quite as demanding a day heat-wise as yesterday. Just a gentle breeze coming across the ground. The pitch is pretty good. Well, pitch is pretty good until you get a ball that keeps a little low. And it's that uneven bounce that will interest the Australians.
Fortunately, on day 2, we're not getting too many of those. I would suspect that as the test match wears on, you'll get a few more. But nothing to worry about at the moment, I would think. Just the odd ball.
Yeah, there are 1 or 2 cracks in the surface that are just a little more alarming than they were yesterday, and we're only halfway, we're not even halfway through the second day, and I think with good weather forecast they'll become a problem, and I think that the bounce will become a little more uncertain, which is another reason why 363 is a good score. Anything past 350 in the first innings of a test match puts you right in the game.
Likely to be a little bit of spin as well as the game develops, because the surface is so dry, and there will be some foot marks to work with for Nathan Lyon later on.
Yeah, Mitchell Johnson will create those for the right-handed batsman.
That's 4. How many times do we talk about the modern captain's inability to see the value in a third-man fielder, Mikey?
They don't run 25 meters and deliver a ball, you see, Mark. It doesn't hurt them as much as it hurts the bowler. It wouldn't have been a catch, definitely not. Would have fallen short if there was another slip fielder in there, but there wouldn't have been another 4 runs added to the total.
And also from a batting point of view, if you're half beaten, like Mitchell Johnson was there, and you still get 4, it makes you feel pretty good. So, yeah, I agree with you on that third-man position.
It's 367 for 7. Whoa. Dale Steyn getting it up there, saying, come on, drive me. And Mitchell Johnson's doing just that. He cannot resist, and he throws everything at it. And he loves being at the wicket. He regards batting as a treat, a little extra to his day job, which is to bowl pretty quick. Third man is down now. There are 3 in the cover ring and 2 slips, so they've got rid of the gully. asks from around the wicket. The angles are difficult. And Alim Dar, who said no so many times to the South Africans, says no again. There's a review in the bank. And they're not going to review this one either.
They would love to get rid of Mitchell Johnson. He scores quickly. But I think they can see that this is probably heading down the leg side. Perhaps hit him in line, but the ball still has a bit more distance to travel, and the angle of delivery, it would have taken the ball down the leg side, I think. Look where he's bowling that from. It's pretty wide. Impact is in line. Well, it says hitting. Interesting. Yeah, well, Hawkeye is suggesting that the ball would have hit leg stump. The cricketers out there didn't agree with that, though.
And he's got plenty of that too. Quickly into position. It'll be worth a couple. And probably sprint back for a third, and does. These are infuriating times for a bowling side who desperately want to finish the innings off and can't. 372 for 7.
Pretty high up on the bat. That's why I didn't really get full control of that shot. But the bats these days, you don't really have to be hitting them in the middle for the ball to be travelling a fair distance.
Right, here we go. JP Duminy to start the second session on day 2. He's a line-hearted performer, Ryan Harris. Really did an amazing job, I thought, providing outstanding support for Johnson. Also Siddle, Johnson with those short spells. There's no doubt that Johnson's ferocity helped them with some wickets. That's a little bit short and wide. There's a sweeper. Hasham's let that go. Wow, that's the last thing South Africa wanted.
Yeah, unfortunately, a boundary, and I must admit, a couple of the sessions when the South Africans have come back onto the field, the intensity's just been a bit lower than what you've come to expect from them over the years. Graham's will be disappointed with that. He would have had a little pep talk, said to the guys, come on, let's show some energy, let's show some intensity, let's get these other wickets. The first opportunity is a misfield for 4.
Yeah, that's crazy. That shouldn't happen, that's for sure. That suddenly deflates everybody out there.
I'm not going to make an excuse for Hashim Amla, I promise you that. But Sean, this ground, the ball does snake, doesn't it?
Yeah, and at the Wanderers.
Oh!
I don't know if it's got to do with the grass or the way they cut it. But it does snake around a little bit. We'll have to maybe try and show the viewers what we mean about snaking and get someone to hit a ball along the ground and see what it does as it's coming to you.
I have no doubt the Australians would have been expecting the Seamers to bowl straight after the break, to keep going. The likes of McLaren. Walkles bowled 22 now, Steyn 26, Philander 24, McLaren 20. It might just be one over to swap things around. We'll have to wait and see what the plan is from Smith.
Yeah, I would hope it is just changing engines. This is an opportunity for South African bowlers to set the tone. They're going to have to face up to the likes of Mitchell Johnson. It's another chance here after lunch to show some energy, put the Australians on the back foot, pick up a few wickets, and then have an opportunity to bat.
It's all pretty quiet out there. There's no buzz from the South Africans. They've been on the park for a long time now, presumably a little bit longer as well, but it's all pretty quiet. $379 for 7.
Just the 2 big scores. Marsh 148, Smith the 100. It was a sensational partnership, bearing in mind that Australia were in an awful mess at 90 for 4.
Yeah, just picking up on what you're saying there, HD. I mean, that makes the massive difference, doesn't it? The 2 Centurions. At one stage, it looked like there was going to be a whole lot of guys when both Marsh and Smith were in, and also struggling a little bit. There might have been a whole host of guys in the middle in the 20s and not kicking on. To see the Marsh kicked on superbly, and also Smith. It's in the first innings of a test match as well. It's added pressure. Short ball, hammered, smashed away. What a good shot that is.
Mitchell Johnson can play the short delivery. So it's banged in and tucked away beautifully for 4. 384 for 7. There we see it, short in length, not short enough. And Johnson's onto it quickly. Gets it in front of square.
So 119 overs gone, 389 for 7 at this stage. Let's just go back to that conversation we're having. So the seamers, the 3 seamers, Harris, Siddle and Johnson, playing all 5 test matches, 11 players only used by Australia for the first time ever in a 5-test series. I mean, they must have really battled to front up for the next test after, I guess, test number 3 or test number 2 even.
Yeah, it would have been hard going, there's no doubt about that, especially those back-to-back test matches. I mean, as commentators, we often talk about how difficult it is when you're playing the Boxing Day and then the New Year's test match, and if you've had a long spell in the field in the last day of the test match and you have 2 days break and you rock up and you've got to bowl again. And it is a difficult one because you can't really plan. It's not a fine science like the rugby players will be kicking off at 3 o'clock on Saturday and next Saturday at 3 o'clock again. You know, you rock up here as a fast bowler, you're ready to go, you primed yourself and you sit in the chairs for a day and a half waiting to get an opportunity to bowl. So it is hard, and then sometimes you think, okay, well, I've done my job, the batsmen get out for 50 and you're back in the field.
Prime example of that, HD, was when we were in Australia for Supersport with that series. Fuff was magnificent and Siddle wasn't fit for the last test in Perth.
The trainers we used to spend a lot of time pre-season and make sure that we would set a nice base of fitness and make sure that you could sustain that fitness going forward, and then you just top it up between test matches or when you had an opportunity. If you had a day off or you'd bowled and you maybe head to the gym just for a light weight session or 20 minutes on the bike just to keep you ticking it over. But there are certain periods where you have a 3 or 4 week break, that's where you need to put the hard work in to make sure you're ready and firing when the test match starts.
Chopped it on, got him. Staines been rewarded with another one. Gee, he's tried hard. He hasn't been fully fit. He's not getting carried away with any celebrations there. It's been hard graft from him, but the most important thing is he's got a result.
South Africa wanted an early wicket after lunch, after the success they had just before. Staines the man to deliver. It's an inside edge, there's no real foot movement, plays well away from his body and crashes into off stump. So Harris goes for 19, Australia 391 for 8.
So another one of the bowling heroes for Australia arrives, is the man that does a lot of the hard yards with the ball, is Peter Siddle. Always right at the batsman. Amazing transformation, actually. If you think about how he was a couple of years ago, now he's turned into the vegetarian, the vegan diet. He's as fit as a butcher's dog these days. He's really lean. And he just keeps running in all the time, providing outstanding support for a couple of his teammates and his captain.
More a vegan lifestyle than a vegan diet, I think. I don't think he needed to lose weight or anything. Wasn't it just that he wanted to change his lifestyle?
No, I think that was the reason, actually. He wanted to get as lean as he possibly could and stay as fit as he possibly could, because he realised if he didn't do that, he wouldn't get an extended run on the Australian side. How would you go as a vegan, HD?
I've got to be honest, I'd probably struggle a little bit. I've never been the best when it comes to my vegetables, my greens. Yeah, no, I'd be under pressure, Hayes. I'm more of a chocolate man, really. The inside edge. I wonder if that kept a little low as well.
Yeah, we showed a little package actually during the lunch break of 5 deliveries that have kept low today or deviated sideways. The ones that went sideways were going by as much as 15 centimetres by the time they went past the stumps, and up and down as much as 25 centimetres by the time they went past the stumps. So there's an area which Peter Siddle and also Mitchell Johnson are going to have a look at now, which is about 6.5 metres from the base of the stump. It's about on the 5th stump line when you're bowling from the commentary box end, which is the end that Steyn is bowling from now. Good stuff from Steyn, picked up a wicket and just 2 runs conceded. 391 for 8 now.
Yeah, sure, can that be quite... My English is probably going to be horrific here. Off-putting to a bowler when you sit there, you know that there's cracks that you got to try and hit, and when bowlers try and hit them, they often lose their natural length. Can it be difficult for you?
It can be indeed, because you sort of try to change your game plan. Sometimes you find yourself coming wider on the crease because you know if you can just hit that crack, something might happen. I can remember a test match we played in New Zealand. It was famously nicknamed the Crater Test Match, where one part of the surface actually disintegrated, and the pieces were taken out, and then the groundsman overnight glued them back in, and then the match referee told them to take them back out, and everyone bowled around the wicket trying to hit the crater, and hardly anyone did. But I think the natural variation that you do get here at Centurion or Supersport Park and at the Wanderers, those definitely play a part as the game goes on. Goes on the slog, tries to hit the first delivery from Robin Peterson for 4. I think he got a little edge onto it, but he's bowled. The timber's been knocked over, and Mitchell Johnson has to make his way back to the change room.
Gee, he won't be happy with that shot. Shaking his head as he walks away. Would have realised he hasn't got all that much support at the other end, but it's the last thing he wanted to do, I'm sure. He's thinking about an opportunity to further frustrate the South Africans, keep them out in the hot sun a bit longer. Not to be. It was a pretty tidy innings of 33. 391 for 9 now, Australia. 7 wickets for 111. That's what they've done. 7 wickets for 111 today, South Africa. 297 for 4 it was overnight. Nathan Lyon, vastly improved, energised off spinner Nathan Lyon. Best of 40 unfinished.
That's not a bad average for someone walking in at number 11, just under 17. And he's a very underrated off spinner, Nathan Lyon.
A bit of flight there from Robbie Peterson.
Good, Rob. Coming straight in now, Matt. Next up.
Yeah, we'll have a look at the wicket again. Goes on the slog sweep, gets a little bottom edge, drags it onto Mill stump, and it's probably 2 seconds later he thinks to himself, wow.
2 for 49, Peterson off his 15 overs. Debate around his selection, not about his performances for South Africa, just whether it was around his area where there was selection discussion, whether South Africa should play the extra spinner or play a seamer. They went with Peterson and he's done well.
I think where he let himself down in South Africa down was yesterday. I mean, Graham Smith couldn't actually plug him in at one end at any stage at all to try and rotate from the other end. And yes, his return at this stage is okay. He's going to have to bowl well the rest of this test match to be on song, to be in form when they go to Port Elizabeth for the second test. It's got to be so frustrating for a captain, and I'm afraid Graham Smith has suffered from that for a long time. In your day, Sean, I guess what did you used to just use the seamers? You didn't really get too many spinners employed, did you?
Is that leg too, please?
We didn't use the spinners all that often. I think for us, the one period that we did have was Paul Adams, where he had a little bit of mystery to his bowling, and that was an exciting period to be part of South African cricket because, you know, he had a few people confused at the crease when he came on to bowl. Can remember the English in '95? The different deliveries where he could spin it away and turn it back in. Good shot, Balan, straight down the ground. Maybe a bit too straight and too full from Dale Steyn. It's a wonderful shot by the number 11.
Mornay stays on his feet. There's no mug with a bat, Nathan Lyon. He'll be prepared to stick around and do the hard graft and try and help his team as much as possible. 3 runs shy of 400 after being inserted by Graham Smith.
Yeah, I think that's Peterson he's a good thinking cricketer, Robin Peterson. He's actively involved in his field placing with Graham Smith, and I think with Robin, what is that he wants to take wickets, and every now and again he'll bowl a good spell of bowling where he keeps it quiet, and then his adventurous nature just gets the better of him, and he tries to lob one up outside off stump, and it goes for 4. And in the last innings of a test match, that's really good when there's turn on that on offer.
He's also tried to develop a bit of mystery. We saw it in the last test match against India. Bowled in. He's dragged it on. That's the end of the innings for Australia. They're all out to 397. It's been a good comeback from South Africa. They had Australia 331 for 4, and they've managed to pick up the last 6 wickets and make sure that Australia do not get to the 400 mark.
And really good stuff from Dale Steyn. We know that he wasn't 100%, far from it, I reckon. Feeling a bit better today. Just kept trying. Well, 20-odd overs yesterday. Into his 29th now. He's picked up a return of 4. And there go the opening batsman for Smith, and also Peterson up those steps to get ready, because things are going to be pretty ferocious, I'm sure, because they've been on the park for 122 overs, these South Africans, and they will be a bit weary. Mitchell Johnson, Ryan Harris, Peter Siddle, they're going to be fired up.
I think a lot of credit needs to go to Dale Steyn. He didn't feel well, there's no doubt about that, but he's contributed 4 wickets. He's got 4 for 78, and South Africa picked up the last 6 wickets with just 66 runs. So a much better performance from South Africa today. They've regrouped overnight, come back a stronger unit. Now they've got the opportunity to bat. See what they can do about chasing down this 397.
Welcome back to Supersport Park. Lots of action so far in this test match. It's day number 2, and that's a look at the Australia batting card. 397 all out in the end, having been asked to bat first by Graeme Smith, South Africa's captain. 148 to Marsh and 100 to Steve Smith. They're the ones who've ensured that Australia get that decent score batting first here. A look at the partnerships, and it's the one of 233 that stands out. That's the one that props up that card and ensures that Australia feel good about their position. Starts for Shaun Marsh and Doolan together, as well as Ryan Harris and Mitchell Johnson. They were going at it a bit quicker than those above. 43 from 66 between Johnson and Harris. A look at the bowling then. Steyn leading as usual. 4 for 78 from the 29 that he bowled. 6 maidens, and that Philander got 1, as did Morkel, and 2 apiece for Ryan McLaren, who bowled quite well. 2 for 72, and Robin Peterson 2 for 49. 397 then, the Australians. South Africa's retort. On the board straight away, short and pulled away for 4.
That's a really brave shot. First ball of the innings, whacks it in. I know he stood at slip for a day and a half and has got an idea of the pace of the pitch, but not with a bat in his hand. Bang. No nonsense. You bowl there, I'm going to hit you for 4.
Three slips, gully, short leg. Pretty conventional as far as the field is concerned. And he'll be looking to go across Graeme Smith, get those slips in play.
Yeah, and just get it a bit further up as well. Get Graeme Smith to play forward.
Sorry.
I reckon he's understated. Ryan Harris is a skillful bowler, and at the start, right at the start of the match, we're matching the bowlers, who it is on one side we'd put against the other on the other side, and he would go with Vernon Philander in that they look to move the ball this way and the other and ensure that he keeps batsmen honest. Off the edge, all along the ground though, and gone for 4. Decent bowling.
Good delivery this time. That's a better length. Drawing Graeme Smith forward and going across him.
Let's have
have a look at the footwork there. Not a great deal of it. Very soft bottom hand though. Ball goes down. Hardly gripping the bat with that bottom hand, which was very helpful in terms of it not carrying to a fielder.
No!
Yeah, very interested in seeing how the pitch actually does go. And so far, I'm not too sure if I'd say he's loosening up. Probably more say just getting into it. There's Ryan Harris. It's a beautiful day, it really is. Pretty hot out there, but not too uncomfortable. That's a leading edge, this time going through the offside. A couple of runs to Smith. So 10 after first over, without loss.
Last shot not that convincing. Graham Smith practicing it again. It's good delivery, just opening up a little bit, and it came off a leading edge. But a good over for South Africa, good start. There's a South African batting lineup, pretty strong.
A very good side, South Africa. #1 in the world, and have been up at the top of those rankings for some time. August 2012, I think it was. And good averages, really good averages for the top 6. Vero Peterson, just under 40. JP Duminy would like to get that up, actually. That horrific injury over in Brisbane, where just running around he snapped his Achilles, and then has since returned to the side after going through a long period of trying to recover. Mitchell Johnson, 12 Vero Peterson.
You say that the conditions are really quite warm. I was looking to see with the left armour and the right armour who should bowl which end wind-wise. Well, there isn't any wind, so that's not going to. That's not great for players' comfort when there's no breeze that can just alleviate the heat just a little bit. But B, it's just a matter now of which end that each bowler might prefer in terms of what suits their run-up better.
Peterson off the mark.
Swung, so Mitchell Johnson will be encouraged by that. Also a little bit tricky from Michael Clarke's point of view, just the 4 frontline bowlers. So if South Africa do get partnerships together, he's going to have to be clever in the way that he rotates his bowlers.
Going to get middle stump, please.
Let's look at his career, 242 wickets at average. Say for his reputation, actually, is probably a bit high. I'd want that a bit lower. But he's a dangerous bowler. 10 5-wicket hauls. And twice he's taken 10 wickets in a match. Doesn't mind bowling at Graham Smith, and we say this a lot. Graham Smith's played a whole lot of cricket, and so he's come up against quite a few people. Has heaps of runs, and at the top of the order, as Kepler will attest to, is the most difficult place. 5 times he's got him out in 8 test matches. Catches the call. They've gone up just a couple of people, though not all of them. That's a telltale sign.
He'll use a short delivery against Graham Smith. Mitchell Johnson, he's had success with that a few times in the past. Graham Smith does close himself off every now and then, but that was off the thigh pad, so no danger there.
He was talking about what's made of, 5 times in 8 test matches, and Zahir Khan, also left arm overs, got Graham out 7 times in 11 test matches.
Oh, that's a goodie. It's a very good ball, that, and it's got his man. What a good bumper that was, and it gets rid of Graham Smith, the South African captain.
Well, that was a beauty. We always talk about dropping a glove. Well, no chance of Graham Smith doing that. That was a hostile delivery. It wasn't all that short. It just took off And what a start for the Australians.
Well, this was lethal, wasn't it? Had a better idea in a moment, but when it comes to bowling aggressively and bowling just that little bit short or short to intimidate the batsman, it doesn't get a lot better than that. Smith gone for 10. It's 11 for 1.
Hashim Amla, shorter runs in the previous series. I'll be looking to make amends. Yeah, good start. Tail up, that's for sure, for Mitchell Johnson. He'd be the one who would be going after Graham Smith, and he's got him with a superb bumper here.
It was spot on, wasn't it? I mean, you can't be more accurate than that with a bouncer.
Do you reckon, Kepler, that he decided from the one before? As I see this, I'm thinking of the one before that sort of not got up as high, and he's decided to play, and so was going to play them when they were short.
Well, that's what it looked like. The thing that led to his undoing was the pace. It just got onto him a lot quicker than he thought. 2 overs gone, 11 for 1.
And a go at it. Missed it though. And practices the leave straight after Hashim Amla.
Very unlike Hashim Amla. That was a little bit loose. Bit of a waft outside off stump. That back foot doesn't move across at all. So playing away from his body. So anxious moments from a South African point of view. They've lost the important wicket of Graham Smith. They're under the pump a little bit right now. So calm heads need to prevail.
Well, just in case any South Africans watched the Ashes series from afar and didn't get an impression of pace from Mitchell Johnson, they've got one now.
It was a brute of a delivery to the captain. And it's always a big wicket, Graham Smith. Fastest ball. Well, there you go. You said he was touching 150, that the 140s were a thing of the past.
Yeah, and the big difference is the consistency, the accuracy, the ongoing threat, rather than the release balls that he used to bowl previously. Yes, little edge. Yep. 2 for Johnson, 2 for Australia. And both openers gone.
There was just a hint of width for Alvaro Peterson. And now South Africa are in awful trouble. Whacked in, it's short, maybe not wide enough for the square cut, but the outside edge is found. It's a simple catch for Brad Haddin. Australia are jubilant, their man is doing it again. South Africa lose Alvaro Peterson for just 2. South Africa are 15 for 2.
And now it's time for the Australians to revisit an old acquaintance. Faf du Plessis, who denied Michael Clarke's team at the Adelaide Oval just a little under a year and a half ago. Mitchell Johnson wasn't part of that side. Peter Siddle was. James Pattinson went off injured, and Australia were down to just the 2 seamers. And Faf played a monumental innings, an innings that's gone into the pantheon of South African innings. 12 test matches, 17 innings, and floating on a cloud of an average of 60 at the moment. This is a real challenge now. 4 slips put in by Michael Clarke, a gully, a forward short leg, a leg gully. The only outfields are mid-off and long leg, an ultra-aggressive field. Johnson really pumped here. He's got all the rhythm he had in the Ashes. And that's short of slip. Very smart to get it up there, because it's almost impossible for a new batsman to get his feet going straight away, to be crisp with his footwork. So trap him while he's trapped.
This is going to be a real test of the South African batsmen's, not only their technique, but their courage as well. Because this spell will be fast, it'll be nasty, and then there'll be a brief break where there will be relentless line and length bowled from Siddle and Harris. And then Johnson will come again.
Well, it's a good stroke. Quickly into position. It's where you want it as a new batsman. You want the ball bowled at your legs because you don't have to go anywhere. You watch the ball. You can just drop the bat on it. But even so, it's nicely timed. Now, here's the end of Alvaro Peterson, and Michael Holding summed it up excellently when he said, real pace makes you do things that you can't account for. You're suddenly playing as far away from your body with an angled bat as you'll ever do, maybe never do, against medium pace. That's the best of Hashim Amla.
Very risky. Takes the score up to 23 for 2. Bat is coming straight down towards the ball initially. Have a look at this. Look at the face of the bat. And just as the ball gets to the bat, then it closes the face and the wrists come into play. Plays that shot very well.
Oh, quick, too quick. Vicious. Johnson is the destroyer. South Africa are in disarray.
.1 kilometers per hour. Now that is pace. And for those around the rest of the world that deal with miles per hour, he's into the 90s, high 90s. That was just too quick, uncomfortably quick. And at that height, not too easy to negotiate. That is trouble now for South Africa. 23 for 3.
AB de Villiers takes guard this remarkable record, a career of 90 matches, averaging more than 50. Having taken the gloves, his average increased when people thought it would decrease. The highest score against Pakistan of 278. Now, what's AB got? Because this is full-out attack from the Australians in every way. Johnson. De Villiers has the advantage of a day and a session out there, keeping wicket, understanding the bounce and the light, feeling the pace of the pitch, feeling the ball in his gloves.
And he's such a critical player, AB de Villiers. Walks the wicket because of that. It's a beauty. Bounces, it's got pace, it hits high up on the outside edge. That's on the handle. Simple catch from Michael Clarke. De Villiers is so critical to South Africa, not only because of the quality of the batsman he is and the technique he has, but he scores quickly as well, and he can change the pressure. He can quickly transfer it back onto the opposition, and it's the one thing, standing there and trying to survive. But you'd feel that Johnson's got your number on one of his deliveries. So I wouldn't be surprised if de Villiers spends a period of time there, that there is a sort of a counter-attack from him.
It was a perfect ball to AB de Villiers. Hit him in front of his throat. Faf du Plessis. It's hit him in front of his throat. It's probably hit the base of the handle of the bat, I think, rather than the splice. That's nicely played. A little work away through the mid-wicket area from a calm-looking AB de Villiers. We can't tell what's going on inside. Heart may be bursting out of its chest.
Calm exterior is what is needed, irrespective of what's taking place inside, and he certainly looks calm. Hashim Amla also looks quite calm, and this is going to be a very, very important partnership here for South Africa. They need these two to put together at least 3 figures. They're in desperate trouble right now.
Leg gully in for Amla, and backward point is close. And Amla just shuffles into line. It's a good way to play against very quick bowling. Get into line and just punch the ball down the ground.
It wasn't quite timed, was it? I had a feeling he was. There wasn't a. The weight was more on the right foot than the left.
Can't blame him for that, HD.
Not at all. There's going to be a reluctance to push forward.
But the motion is right because he's transferring the weight back into the ball. Even if he's a bit late on it because of the pace, he's going the right way, which gives him a chance. Ouch, ouch. Whoa. Complete misjudgment from Hashim Amla. 28 for 3.
Yeah, he ducked once against India and had his stumps knocked over. But this is not short enough. It doesn't bounce, does it? That doesn't bounce much.
Well, Michael Holding, sitting alongside us, is convinced that that wasn't a misjudgment from Hashim Amla. Just have a look again, Mikey.
I think this is a short ball. It's certainly banged in close to halfway down the pitch, and under normal circumstances that would have bounced a lot higher than it did. Look how low that is. That could easily have been perhaps 10 centimeters above the stumps, and from that length it should have been a lot higher. I don't think he misjudged it. I think he just thought that it would have bounced higher from that length.
Spot on, I think, too. That's the uneven bounce that we've talked about. I think it depends whether the ball hits one of the cracks, one of the grassier areas, or one of the barer areas. It's just a slightly mottled, inconsistent look to the pitch. A lot of the time it plays extremely well, most of the time. And as the ball gets softer, it'll play well. But while this ball's hard and new, it exaggerates that indifference in the bounce. Peter Siddle has come into the attack, replacing Ryan Harris. And he has 3 slips of gully and a short leg as his attacking fielders. A real old-fashioned loosener.
It was something we actually chatted about at lunchtime, Mark Hazeman and Kepler Vessels and myself, about the inconsistent bounce. And one of the points that were brought up was it's not only the lateral movement off the cracks, but it's that short pitch delivery where you find yourself, rather than just ducking according to the length, you find yourself having to stand up and play at everything because you're unsure whether it will keep low or whether it will bounce.
And if you speak to most batsmen, well, I'm sitting beside 2 here, they will tell you that is the most dangerous thing. Lateral movement, okay, that's there, but when the ball starts bouncing awkwardly, taking off a length or keeping low off a short delivery, batsmen hate that. That's just a bit too difficult to negotiate.
Particularly at 150.
Yes, it is a, sideways movement is something that good technique can deal with, even a strong mind, but up and down movement is impossible to counter. And it's a hard thing to explain or even illustrate, but it is just a fact. Amla has a couple of trigger movements, a back and a cross and a forward press. And he's got this slightly unusual loop back on the inside, so he takes it out away to second slip and then loops back down the line. It's a complicated technique, and it took him a long time to really perfect it at this high level of the game.
No!
It gives him a lot of time to play. There's the little back move, now the forward press, now the loop of the back, and then it comes back absolutely straight. And that's the key thing. There are a lot of players who have looped it. Bradman, Viv Richards took it out to second slip and then dropped it back perfectly straight. Nicely done. Stays down and low through the stroke. Amla's getting stuck in here. 31 for 3.
Good shot. That's a very good shot indeed. they would have watched Sean Marsh and the way he went about things, and Faf on that occasion trying to emulate that, not just with a shot, nice and straight, but also aggressive running.
Was well played by AB de Villiers on the up this time. Set himself well, played it underneath the eyes, full face of the bat.
Class act, AB de Villiers. Oh, that's come back a little bit. Tight line has come back and seamed in. The Australians like that. They like that a lot. Brad Haddon is going to have a chat to Peter Siddle. He can't believe that hasn't been given out. He's trying to control his emotions right now. No doubt Michael Clark will get involved. It definitely came back, and yes, they've sent it upstairs.
Was there bat involved? That's the question. It hit Hashim Amla low down.
Yeah, this is a pivotal moment. We did seem to hear two sounds. Michael Clark, he's not too sure. Foot, no problem there. He's well behind the line. Yeah, we have. This is the business area. What has unfolded? Ball pitches, nips back. Oh, I think that's good. And the celebrations have started. The Australians are watching on the big screen. They feel he's got him. The two noises were different pads, front pad and then back pad, and I think he's going to be on his way.
That hit him plumb in front of middle. Would have hit middle 3/4 of the way up. So a good review. And South Africa now in desperate trouble.
Yeah, it can't be easy. Umpire Ian Gould is sending the message to Alim Dar. Australians are celebrating. He's going to have to change his decision. And that is a massive blow. That really is a huge blow. Hashim Amla's almost halfway off. He saw the replays on the big screen as well. And South Africa now, what are we, 13 overs into this innings. Already they're 4 down. Amla for 17, 43 for 4. The intensity from the Australians has been absolutely superb. 4 down. JP Duminy will get some straight deliveries, but he'll certainly be peppered with the odd short delivery.
No question about that. Needs to improve his test record. JP Duminy average of 32. He'll want to try and get it close to 40, just over 40 if he can.
And they've made a bowling change as well. Just a signal to everybody, I think, what the intentions are. Mitchell Johnson is back. Short leg, 4 slips. Mid-off, a little bit closer than what he would normally be as well. Good punch from AB de Villiers.
Yes, Australians would want to get JP Duminy on strike before the tea break now as often as they can. He has had some issues with the shorter delivery. There's another look at that wicket. It nipped back in off the seam. Caught Hashim Amla on the crease.
It really is just classic Peter Siddle. He likes to swing the ball away. He has the ability clearly to bring it back in off the seam. Cries of catch it, but it's gone too far. This one might be caught in the crowd. It is. Good catch in the crowd. Oh no, it's not. It's been grassed in the end. 6 runs the result, and a little bit of a wry grin from AB and Mitchell.
That's what top speed will do too. If you get it anywhere near the middle of the bat, it goes the distance, especially here at the half-veld. Maybe de Villiers picks up 6 more runs. In position early, it's down the leg side, sort of hip height, and he flicks it. Man positioned himself well on the bank, but unfortunately technique let him down in the end. De Villiers, he takes South Africa to 51 now.
Whipped away. Bread and butter that for AB de Villiers.
Yes, quality shot from de Villiers. Good balance. Ball fired down the leg side. He just clips it square on the leg side. He's a class player, AB de Villiers. Hasn't had much cricket coming into this test match. He's recovering from a minor operation where they went in and took the plate out of his wrist. It was bothering him. He had the plate in there from an operation he had a while back. He seems to be in pretty good touch. Loves batting here at Supersport Park as well. Just going back to that X factor, and what his fast bowlers bring to the party. Because you can understand how certain selectors, when they get an opportunity, when they see someone with some raw ability and talent, someone who's got some sheer pace, how they're always quite keen to get them into the team. There you can see AB de Villiers got his hands strapped. That was where the operation took place.
Yeah, it's just a little bit too full, but Peter Siddle doing the job that we thought that he would do. Running a ball straight, hope for a bit of uneven bounce, trying to make the batsman play as often as possible. So the strike points of South Africa today, they've been kept in the crease a lot of the time.
Look at those white ones. First one there, the highest one there, Smith. Pulsing 4.
No.
56 for 4. He's lost control of that totally. There's JP Duminy.
No.
Well, that's the problem that JP Duminy faces, indecision, knowing what to do with the short pitch delivery. He was too late on that shot. Tried to take it on, but far too late on the shot.
In the end, lucky to get away with it. One bottom hand comes off the bat, hits him high up on the splash. Not convincing, but he's got away with it. Sometimes you need a little bit of luck to get your innings started. Mitchell Johnson, he won't mind that at all. He realises that challenge has got plenty of danger involved.
Malinga. Solid. Good stuff. Solid shot from Duminy. That will help his cause just before tea. Again, a bit of a mutter as well from Johnson. 62 for 4.
This will give JP Duminy a huge amount of confidence. He's dealt with that superbly. It's banged in. Probably knows it's coming, but he's dispatched it with disdain. Wonderful shot. Full control. Middle of the bat. Quality.
And there's an example of it. That's a really good example of it, because that ball was lively enough, 150 or just touching on 150, back of a length. De Villiers gets into position quickly.
The other thing that's been interesting about AB de Villiers up to now, he's scored 27 from 29. He's batted with serious purpose since he walked out there with the innings in disarray.
There's only a select few cricketers around the world where when they walk into bat or when they come into bowl, people just edge a little bit more forward on their chairs. And even though we haven't seen Supersport Park full yesterday or today, it's really the first time that I have felt the crowd alive. It's when Johnson has taken the ball and he's run into bowl. It's as if everyone is just on the edge of their seats. There's an expectancy of a battle.
Scheduled play finishes at 5:30, which is around about 2 hours from now, though as is so often the case, we'll almost certainly go on till 6 o'clock. It's really only a sprinkle of a crowd. It's a blow for the game. I think people are expecting more, but Wednesday, Thursday, midweek, difficult days. That we were told ticket sales were better than the amount of people that we presently see in the ground.
people are at work. Our economy's taken a bit of a clout of late, and we need to get it sorted. So there's a few that have decided to try and help out, but I'm pretty sure Newlands will be full midweek.
Yes, a lot of days in this series are weekdays. I think Cape Town is Wednesday, Thursday, Friday to begin with, as this test is. Port Elizabeth is Thursday, Friday.
Cape Town Saturday, Sunday. First two. Good shot. Beautiful. Just aired in length, a fraction. And de Villiers pounced. End of the over, 69 for 4.
A man running in, bowling at 150 kilometers an hour. The temptation is to hang around on the back foot. A.B. de Villiers recognises when there's an error in length and it's a little bit too full. It was a beautiful stroke.
Oh, BW maybe. No, not yet anyway. I wonder if that pitched outside leg stump. No review from Michael Clarke.
I think you're spot on, Mark. It looked like it's knocking middle out about halfway up, but I think it's pitched outside. Ooh, has it? No, maybe it's sliding across past off stump. Done too much. Well, not done too much, just hadn't come back enough. It's definitely pitched on. I think it's missing off.
What a good decision. Alim Dar got one wrong earlier, badly wrong, and the decision review system operated exactly as it should. It eradicated a bad umpiring mistake. No, it does pitch on, hits leg stump, but it's just going to miss off stump. Mitchell Johnson to A.B. de Villiers. Wonderful stroke. That's a stroke of pure class.
I wish it was easy to describe just how difficult it is to play that shot. The timing is so sweet because this outfield is slow. He's got into a great position prior. Bop. It's roared to the boundary. But it is too soon to panic.
No, that's right. It is important to repel this pair here. You've got to somehow see off Johnson and Harris. Oh, they ask. There's a noise. I don't know. I mean, it's impossible to tell from here. Even though in our ear we've got the stump microphone turned up, it's impossible to know what that little sound was.
The one thing that Duvernay does badly here is he sets off towards the dressing room. That just clipped the pants.
Well, he's late on it. The bat's late on the ball. And it could be the bat clipping the pad. It could have been the ball clipping the edge of the pad or the edge of the trouser.
Friendly bands is going out the window, I think, these days, guys.
See what Snicko tells us. Nothing at the time the ball passes the bat, and nothing at the time the ball passes the body. So everything was a figment of our imagination.
And Keith, our statistician, just reminded me that Kumar Sangakkara, who keeps wicket for Sri Lanka, gets some big innings.
Shot, beautiful use of the feet, and he got all of that to send it all the way for 6. Super batting by Duminy.
Real confidence boosting shot this by JP Duminy. Good use of the feet. Very good execution of the lofted drive. Didn't try and hit that too hard at all. Just got his weight transfer perfect. That was beautifully struck.
shot. Picked up early and put away for 4. Brings up the 100.
Well, Michael Olding was talking about it earlier. What a joy to watch AB de Villiers bat. And this is just a classic example of this. The delivery was fractionally short. It was into position quickly. And the execution of the pull shot was perfect.
Keps, have a look at this now again from side on. Look how deep in his crease he gets with that back foot. The front foot is on the front line, and we know he tends to come forward first. And as you said, he was quickly onto that back foot, getting into position so quickly. It seems as if he had all day. It seems as if somebody called him and said it's going to be a short ball. He knew before it was coming. He put that away so beautifully.
Somebody called him?
Didn't South Africa try something like that at one point with Woolmer talking to Hansie in a helmet?
Yes, they did. 102 for 4.
Of course, there is a comcam here in the commentary box that we occupy, but there are 2 languages being broadcast here at SuperSport. So people are seeing the same pictures with 2 different sets of commentators. And we certainly don't want to confuse them and let them think that I'm speaking Afrikaans.
Your Afrikaans has improved then?
Well, I muttered 2 words next door. I went over there and Jeremy told me 2 words that I should say into the microphone. I did. I hope I am not going to lose my job.
I'm not so sure about putting your job in the hands of Jeremy.
I was going to say, I don't want to be at Jeremy's mercy.
There they are. The mana. Good shot.
No! Yes, yes,
The
yes.
man 3/4 of the way back, so could run to his right and prevent it going over the rope for 4. But a misfield allows a second. It's good bowling. Really good bowling. It's well played in the end.
Mate.
Saw him coming. And Dumini was able to make sure he prevented it going past him. Oh dear. It's out, is it? Yes, that is an awesome catch. Absolutely fantastic catch that from Mitchell Johnson. Didn't get all of it. Dumini was undone. Didn't get to the pitch. And he thought he might have got away with it, but for that piece of fielding.
Well, the shot selection wasn't great. He hit one earlier over the top well, but the fielder was placed 3/4 of the way to the boundary. But just look at this catch. The athleticism of Mitchell Johnson.
Well, he is a proper athlete, and that was a great catch. He had to make ground as well. It wasn't that it was just about lobbing over his head. He had to make ground, had to run towards the ball, and then still had to take an acrobatic catch. JP Dumini goes for 25, 110 for 5.
Ryan McLaren has walked out to the middle. He walks in at number 7 for South Africa. 110 on the board.
Down! Get it!
110 for 5.
Come on, Gaz. Come on, Gaz, out, Rooney, zone.
So there's another look at it. JP Dumini not quite getting to the pitch of the ball, just leaning back on impact, playing a bit too early, but what a catch. You're not going to see too many better in this series.
So they've got to do, be patient, wait for the line to stray a little bit. Good aggressive running.
It's a good shot this from De Villiers, wonderful balance. Can't fall across to the offside. Head over the ball.
I think that is the key to Avery de Villiers. His balance is so good. If you watch his front foot too, he never commits a cross. So he's never playing around that front pad, even if it's foot and length. He's punching it nasty down the ground.
Solid, good shot, nicely played, great control from McLaren.
That will give Ryan McLaren a huge boost of confidence. He's come to the crease, it's been there for 11 deliveries. But the 12th delivery was key. Slightly over-pitched, beautiful off-drive. Just holds the pose, and so he should. It's come off the meat of the bat. Very good shot.
I was going to say, he knew he'd hit it. It's quite a slow outfield this for this particular ground. They had a lot of rain prior to the game, so maybe they couldn't cut it as short as they wanted. When McLaren hit that, he knew perfectly well that he did not have to run. 118 for 5.
Well, that's good bowling. Good revolutions on the ball. He's getting nice dip. Good flight as well. A little bit of turn away from the left-hander.
I reckon he's got him. Yeah, there's a little nick there. No, he says no. They'll go upstairs, I'm pretty sure. Oh dear. Here's the question to the bowler. The skipper, is not going. He's not, is he? Is he? Oh, time's up. That's it, time's up. They've taken too long in trying to go upstairs. We're undecided, and in the end, decided against going upstairs.
Well, I was talking about turn, and there was turn there. It's an excellent decision. That hit him on the back leg, so very good umpiring.
Oh yes, top decision. That's what we heard in our ears, the little nick. Not off the bat, off the thigh pad. 125 for 5.
Well, this turn from around the wicket, that straightens considerably. Just clips the back leg. Good take by Haddon. There it is. There's the mark on hot spot. Just on the back leg.
Top knot. Really good delivery. Especially thinking about that, it's around the wicket. Kudos to Alim Dar. Got that spot on. Thanks, Richard Illingworth.
Australia were encouraged by the fact that that ball is turning and it's only day 2, and they're in a strong position as well. So as the game goes on, and particularly to the right-handers, when Mitchell Johnson opens up a few foot marks there for Nathan Lyon, he should enjoy bowling on the surface.
Well, there's something that you spotted when we were out there at lunchtime, Kepler. You know, I mean, most of the focus of our discussion was around about the cracks and the seamers and how the impact that they would have on the cracks. But you immediately looked down and you said, look, this is dry. There's already dust there.
I guess you could just see the crust breaking there where the bowlers were landing.
He's bowled him straight through him. Johnson again.
Well, it's beautiful delivery. through that gap between bat and pad. Clarence thought he had this covered. Let's just have a look at the front foot. No problem there, half and half, so that's a very good position as far as the front foot is concerned. Just comes back into the left-handed Ryan McLaren a fraction, but I have to say that gap that he left between bat and pad was big.
Too big, he has to go for 8. South Africa in trouble, 126 for 6.
Robin Peterson is the new man at the crease. South Africa in strife at 126 for 6. Mitchell Johnson 4 for 41. He's struck just about every time, and not just once either. Best of 84 he got against Pakistan in Cape Town. South Africa are in trouble there. I'd say considerably less trouble than this time around.
Yes, I'd agree. So big job for Robin Peterson. South Africa deciding in this match to go in with 6 specialist batsmen and then the all-rounders. So Robin Peterson, one of those.
You'll look at Mitchell Johnson's figures and you'll see 4 for 41 and you'll think, well, economy rate's slightly high at 4 to the over for a test match, but you want your strike bowler to do just that. Take wickets.
Leg gully, short leg. Top shot. It plays this way. Robin Peterson has driven that through covers for 4.
High risk but effective. Very first delivery that he faces on the up. Robin Peterson, no real foot movement there to speak of. So it is high risk, but this time it worked.
I wonder if that's a sign of things to come in terms of the way he'll play.
Well, the next one he's going to have to play off the back foot, not the front foot.
25's the start for Duminy. 49 for de Villiers, who's still out there, but nothing else really.
Oh,
Brings up his half century. AB de Villiers, 35th Test match half century, and it is 9th against Australia. Needs to go on.
Coming at a very important time as well. He's played beautifully. It's almost looked like he's played against a different bowling attack on a different surface. Really has done well.
Slower. Didn't bowl a quick one. And it's hit him. Oh,
no, that's it. Not exactly sure where that got him. Just threw the shot a fraction too early.
I reckon it's deliberate that he just goes over the ball in sort of leg spin fashion.
That was a forearm. That's not a pleasant place to get hit, particularly when you don't have an arm guard or any protection there. That is very painful. Sometimes your fingers go a little bit lame and struggle to grip the bat afterwards, and quite rightly, AB de Villiers is going to get some assistance.
Sorry, mate. 2 minutes.
Let's hope it's not too bad.
Oh. The body language is not good. The way he's reacting, he's already got a bit of a swelling there. Probably will have to have it checked overnight. We want to make sure he tries to bat all the way through to the close of play. Still some batting to do, mind. 14 overs, best part of 15 overs still to bat today.
Sometimes what happens there is you burst the blood vessel and that pops out, and that's very painful. But then with ice treatment, and it does get better quite quickly. So let's hope that that's all it is and nothing more serious.
He's played quite beautifully though to this point, and Kepler, you were saying on air, as HD was saying off here, that it's looked very much like it's a different surface and a different bowling attack. It's just been different class in this innings. AB de Villiers. 35th half-century in Test match cricket.
So Mitchell Johnson around the wicket now to Robin Peterson. So that means that he'll attack the body, ball a few short.
Changing the field as well. Third slip has gone back to third man. So short leg gully. Oh, big shout, but nothing really. He's hit his pad. He's trying to flick that away.
As it crosses stumps a long way. There was a noise.
I thought he did his pad. He's nowhere near his pad. If there's anything on there. Nope. Nothing on spot. There he goes again. A couple of deliveries to go in this over. He's got it away. 4 runs.
Well, he's done well there, Peterson, because the one thing he's trying to do is he's trying to get onto off stump. With Johnson coming around the wicket in at his body, he probably felt that if he got it full, that Peterson might expose his leg stump and he could knock it over. But Peterson, he middles that.
So back over the wicket now, Mitchell Johnson. Now that was a very good stroke. Good timing. Good thinking as well by Mitchell Johnson to try and get it full and at the stumps after the short delivery.
Worked onto the leg side. Just the one this time. End of the over, 137 for 6. Lighter on. Those clouds, perhaps not as far away in the distance as I thought. Means that the light aspect will come into play.
Doing a good job, Nathan Lyon. He's into his 11th over. He's picked up 1 wicket, conceded just 22 runs. So that's important. He's kept the pressure on. And Michael Clarke will be very happy with that. So 58 required to avoid the follow-on, but I don't think that Australia will even think about that, even if they did bowl South Africa out.
No.
It's a nice situation, this, to bowl for any bowler, for Lyon particularly, just operate and all his variations that he has, just keep it tight, get some to turn because he is getting some spin.
Oh, that's me.
So that ball to Ryan McLaren that beat the bat on the outside. And he'll fancy his chances against Robin Peterson. If he can get one to turn off the straight. Nicely bowled. 139 for 6.
Here we go. Let's go up.
Fall of wickets. And there have been 6 of them. Australia well on top here at Supersport Park. Lovely shot, will just fetch 1. Man sweeping offside. Mitchell Johnson would like to bowl at Robin Peterson. Thunder and lightning about. Builds up very quickly here in the high veld, and it's done just that. Just 10% chance of rain was the forecast.
think Abie de Villiers and Robin Peterson will be saying to Alim Dar and Richard Illingworth, we've had some very bad incidents here in the Highveld. Might be wise if we actually walk off this ground soon. There's lightning around and getting a little dark.
Well, bowled, well played. Got under that. Comfortably wouldn't be the word to use. Well, it's anything but comfortable out there with Mitchell Johnson operating. Looks like the rain is here. Like right here. Oh, well bowled. Oof. What about that for a delivery?
That was a scorcher. It was quick, it was aggressive, it was well directed.
Yep, the bails have come off. Ryan Harris quick to get to the umpire, Richard Illingworth, and put the ball in his pocket so it doesn't get wet.
So then Australia well on top. They got 397. They batted pretty well. We thought that that would be a good score. And South Africa at the moment, they're in trouble at 140 for 6.
So that's it then from SuperSport Park. We hope you have a good evening and we'll catch you tomorrow morning.
Beautifully played. It was short and wide.
Oh, good strike. Working the leg side he goes. Steve Smith has a 4th Test match 100.
This is a presentation of Fox Sports.